I really do believe, I think we're this close to getting at least some form of sports betting legalized in every single state. I think if you look by the numbers, they struck it down the Supreme Court law down back in 2018 that allowed sports betting, outside of Las Vegas, of course, and any state could make their own laws. Couple did right away, and it's only 6 years later, and I believe it's something like 38 out of 50 states have some form of sports betting, either retail, which means you can go to a place and you have to place the bet specifically there, or you could do it online with the ads you'll see a million times, BetHead, MGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, all that. So 38 out of 50 states have some form of sports betting. One of the states that does not is one we're talking about today is Minnesota. Now, Minnesota does not, and this is not really, this isn't really in terms of getting it passed a Republican or a Democrat issue, which, in these times, like everyone's fighting over politics, it's kind of interesting that there's no like Democrat or Republican position on this. Both sides, some on the Democrats support it, some on the Republicans support it. And I think this new bill is being led by a Democrat in Minnesota that outlines something we have not seen yet in any of the 38 states that have legalized it in some form. Like I said, some say you have to come to a specific casino to place a bet, or you just have no restrictions in any place. Like some states have like 15 different online sports books going. But Minnesota says, okay, yeah, we'll legalize it. We'll put a bill out there and see how it goes. However, to make it more safe, and this is the key explanation for this, to make it more safe, we are not going to have in-game sports betting. Well, that's kind of interesting. And by the way, for those who don't know what in-game sports betting is, it's kind of what it essentially says. Like, there's lines before the game, like you might see the Dolphins and Patriots are facing, and the Dolphins are -7.5. So that's a pre-game spread. But as soon as the game starts, a lot of sports books, and especially on the online ones, will start in-game odds. Like they'll move the money line, they'll move the actual line, the spread, throughout the game based on how the game's going. The state of Minnesota is saying, no, you can't do that. For safety reasons, for security reasons. And I believe in the bill they also had something against, like, you'll see this, and I believe Illinois has this rule too, is like you can't bet on a college team. Like, so if you could bet on other states' college teams, like if you're in Illinois, you can bet on Purdue basketball, but you can't bet on any Illinois teams, like the University of Illinois at Champaign, yada yada. You know, so I think they put that in this Minnesota sports bill too. And they argue safety, but I haven't heard it. So they say safe, but provide further explanation, right? Because to me, what safe really depends on, and I'm no hardcore gambler at all, but I respect the free market, right? To me, what safe is that to get off of all the weird sites like the Bet US and all that, where you have to do crypto and all that, the money's not going to the states. These sports books in the states that are legal literally go to profit the state. And yes, you can say what you want about sports betting. It's highly addictive, just like anything that's too much of good of anything. But it's the free market, and the states get to profit. Individuals get to profit if they're smart with sports betting. And by the way, to me, being smart in sports betting is not betting every single day. It's to spread it out, and because you're not going to win every single day. That's the whole point of the game. But nevertheless, it's the free market for both sides, and it's good for the states. And so when the lawmakers say it's safer, okay, I'll listen to that argument, but what is actually safer of not having in-game bets? In-game bets, by the way, account for over 50% of bets placed. So it's like half of the betting market is going to the black market. What's safer about that? I kind of understand the college sports, like, hey, we just want to root for our college teams. We don't want to have a bunch of guys getting mad about placing waggers. By the way, it's kind of funny. If you do something fun, check the Instagram comments of some of the teams that lose a big game. It could even just be a random college basketball team. You got people getting mad about their parlays. It's pretty funny. But anyways, they got to learn to control themselves. But anyways, yeah, it's the free market. Let's do this, Minnesota. Let's figure it out. And I like the different perspective. It's safer, but give an explanation of why.